Welcome. Tonight, we're going to explore Minecraft, slowly, quietly. In 2009, a developer named Marcus Persson, also known as Notch, created the first version of Minecraft. It was a very simple game. There were only a few blocks, grass, stone, and cobblestone. There were no villages, no strongholds, no ender dragon, just a small world made of blocks. The game was inspired by other sandbox games, but it introduced something new, a fully destructible world. Every block could be mined and placed somewhere else. This simple idea changed gaming forever. And so it began, just like that. One guy, one game, uploaded to a forum, no big announcement, no trailer with dramatic music. Notch just kind of put it out there and said, hey, I made this thing, see what you think. And people thought, yeah, this is something special. They downloaded it, played it for a few minutes, and then somehow it was 2 hours later and they were still playing. That happened to a lot of people. It still happens today, actually. You sit down thinking you'll just check it out, and suddenly you've built a house, dug a mine, watched 3 sunsets, and you're not even close to being done. Back then, though, the game was really bare bones, like charmingly bare bones. There wasn't much to it. You spawned in a world, you looked around, and you just figured it out. Nobody held your hand, nobody explained anything. The world just kind of generated itself around you as you walked. Trees popped up, hills rolled in the distance, a river would appear out of nowhere, just sitting there, glittering quietly. And you'd think, okay, what do I do now? And the answer was anything you wanted. Which sounds simple, but for a lot of people, that was completely new. Games had always told you where to go, what to do next. Minecraft just didn't. It handed you a world and walked away. So, naturally, you punched a tree. Because that's what you do. You hit a tree with your bare hands, the wood breaks apart, and you pick it up. And from that one little moment, everything else unfolds. You make a crafting table. You make some basic tools, you start digging, and before you know it, you're underground, torch in hand, looking at your first vein of coal, and it feels genuinely exciting, which is a little funny when you think about it. It's just a grey pixel on a screen, but it feels like treasure, because you found it yourself. Nobody gave it to you. You dug down there with your little wooden pickaxe, and you found it. That feeling never really goes away. Even now, even after all these years, finding a good vein of diamonds still feels like a big deal. The early community was something else. A few thousand people at first, sharing screenshots, showing off their very first dirt houses with genuine pride. Little crooked boxes with one window and a door that didn't quite line up. And everyone was proud of them. Because they built them. They figured out how to survive the first night, and they were telling everyone about it. It was wholesome in a way that's kind of rare. People weren't competing, they were just sharing. Look what I made, look what I found, and Notch kept adding things pretty much by himself for a long time. New blocks here, a new animal there, and then, one evening, the creeper showed up. This quiet, green, slightly sad-looking thing that wandered around at night. And the first time, one walked up behind you and exploded. You screamed. Everybody screamed. And then everybody laughed. And then everybody loved the creeper. It became the face of the game almost overnight. You see that green face on a t-shirt or a backpack, and you know exactly what it is. Even people who've never played Minecraft know what it is. That's how big this little accident of a game became. By 2010, Minecraft had entered alpha, still unfinished, still a bit rough, but it was filling out. Biomes started appearing, deserts, snowy plains, big open oceans with nothing on them but the sound of water. Every update felt like a surprise. You'd log in, and something new would be there. A new block, a new mob, a new reason to stay up way too late. The crafting system got deeper too. Furnaces showed up so you could smelt ore. Chests so you could actually store all the stuff you'd been hoarding. And, oh, the hoarding. If you've ever played Minecraft, you know. You cannot throw anything away. That piece of gravel, keep it. 3 stacks of dirt, absolutely keeping that. You never know. By the end of 2010, Mojang was a real studio. A tiny one, just a small team in Stockholm, but they were making something that millions of people were playing. Millions! From that one little forum post. It still kind of blows my mind when I think about it, and we're just getting started. There's so much more to talk about. The full release, the console versions, the way this game quietly became the best-selling video game of all time. But that's for next time. For now, just settle in. Close your eyes if you want. Picture that first blocky world. The trees, the grass, the sun just starting to set on the horizon. You've got wood in your pocket and a plan in your head. Everything is going to be just fine. So where were we? Right. Mojang, Stockholm. A tiny team making a game that was quietly taking over the world. It's kind of funny to think about because, from the outside, Minecraft didn't look like a revolution. It didn't have cutting-edge graphics. It didn't have a cinematic story with voice actors and dramatic cutscenes. It looked like blocks. Just blocks. And yet people couldn't stop playing it. Parents couldn't get their kids off it. Teachers were complaining about it, and somewhere in Sweden, Notch and his small team were probably just as surprised as anyone. 2011 was a big year. This was when Minecraft started feeling like a real, complete thing. The beta phase was wrapping up. The game was getting polished. New features were coming in faster than ever. And the community. Oh, the community was exploding. YouTube was still pretty young back then. But Minecraft content was everywhere on it. People recording their worlds, their builds, their survival series, their very dramatic deaths to creepers. There was something really lovely about it, because everyone was discovering the game at the same time. Everyone was a beginner together. And watching someone else play felt almost as good as playing yourself. You'd watch a video of some guy digging a mine, and you'd think, oh, I should do that. I should dig a mine like that. And then you'd go dig a mine, and it would be great. The full release came in November 2011. Notch announced it at Minecon, which was this big convention they held just for Minecraft. Thousands of people showed up, dressed as their favorite characters, wearing creeper costumes, holding foam pickaxes, all gathered together to celebrate a game made of blocks. It was a little surreal, but also really beautiful, because it showed just how much people had fallen in love with this thing. It wasn't just a game to them anymore. It was a place, a world they felt connected to. And on November 18th, 2011, Minecraft was officially released. Version 1.0, done, finished, real. But here's the thing about Minecraft. It was never really finished. Even after the official release, the updates kept coming. Mojang kept building, keep adding, and the world kept growing. The Nether was already in the game by then, that strange, hellish dimension below the normal world, red and dark and full of fire, with these towering structures made of nether brick, fortresses full of blazes and wither skeletons. It felt completely different from the overworld, like stepping through a door and ending up somewhere you weren't supposed to be, which was exactly the point. And then there was the end, a dark, quiet dimension floating in nothing, just a few islands of pale stone, and the Ender Dragon, Minecraft's first real boss. This enormous black dragon circling the central island, waiting for you. The first time most players saw it, they panicked a little because you'd spent so much time in this calm, peaceful game, building things, farming things, wandering around, and then suddenly there's a dragon, a real one, looking at you and you have to fight it. It was a shock, a good shock, but a shock. And when you finally beat it, when that dragon fell and exploded into light, the game showed you the credits, this long, strange, beautiful poem scrolling up the screen, written by a guy named Julian Gauff. And it talked about the world, about creation, about why we make things, and a lot of people who read it got a little emotional because it was unexpected, and it was lovely, and it felt like the game was talking directly to you. After the full release, Minecraft started showing up everywhere. And I mean everywhere. Console versions came out, Xbox 360 first, then PlayStation, then eventually everything. Your phone, your tablet, your Nintendo DS, if you can believe it. Minecraft was on every screen you owned, and each version brought in a whole new group of players. Kids who didn't have gaming PCs, people who just wanted to play something on the couch, grandparents, genuinely playing Minecraft with their grandkids. The game had this incredible ability to reach people who didn't consider themselves gamers at all, because it didn't feel like a game in the traditional sense. It felt more like playing, like the kind of playing you did when you were little, building things out of whatever you could find, making up the rules as you went. Schools started noticing, teachers started paying attention, and eventually, Minecraft Edu happened, an educational version of the game, used in classrooms all over the world, to teach history, math, architecture, even coding. Kids were learning about ancient Rome by building it, learning about ecosystems by managing virtual farms. There's something really wonderful about that. A game that started as one guy's hobby project, ending up in classrooms as a legitimate teaching tool. Notch probably didn't see that coming. Nobody did. And speaking of things nobody saw coming, in 2014, Microsoft bought Mojang for $2.5 billion, which is a lot of money for a game made of blocks. The internet had feelings about this. Some people were worried. Would Microsoft ruin it? Would they change everything? Would Minecraft become some kind of corporate product with microtransactions and season passes? Those were fair concerns. But honestly, for the most part, it was fine. Mojang kept doing their thing, the updates kept coming, and Microsoft actually gave them more resources to work with. Notch stepped away after the sale, which made sense. He'd been working on this thing for years. He'd taken it from a forum post to a $2.5 billion acquisition. That's an incredible journey. And sometimes, at the end of a journey like that, you just need to rest. The game kept going without him. A new lead developer, a new team. Same heart, though. The updates that came after were some of the best the game had ever seen. The aquatic update in 2018 completely transformed the oceans. Before that, oceans were kind of empty. Just water, just sailing from one place to another. But after the update, there were coral reefs, tropical fish darting between the coral, shipwrecks resting on the seafloor, buried treasure with actual maps leading you to it, drowned zombies lurking in the depths. It made the ocean feel alive, like a whole other world hiding just below the surface. And then came the Caves and Cliffs update, which might be the biggest single update in the game's history. They didn't just add new stuff, they rebuilt the entire underground from scratch. New cave types, massive caverns the size of mountains, underground lakes, lush caves full of moss and glowberries, and these little axolotls just swimming around, looking adorable. And the mountains got taller, way taller, snow-capped peaks stretching up into the clouds. It was like getting a brand new game inside the game you already loved. So that's the shape of it. From a forum post in 2009 to the best-selling video game of all time. Over 300 million copies sold. That's not a typo, 300 million. More than Tetris, more than Grand Theft Auto, more than any other game ever made. Just Minecraft. This blocky, quiet, open-ended little thing. That started with grass and stone and cobblestone and grew into something nobody could have predicted. Pretty incredible, right? Just let that sink in for a moment. 300 million copies, millions of worlds, billions of blocks placed. And somewhere out there tonight, someone is logging in for the very first time, looking around at that freshly generated world, wondering what to do, and they're about to find out. Next time, we'll slow things down even more. We'll step inside that world, feel the grass under our feet, watch the sun move across the sky, and just exist in it for a while. But for now, rest. You've heard a good story tonight. Let it settle. Let your eyes get heavy. The blocks will be there when you wake up. They always are. So let's go inside. Let's actually step into the world. Because that's the thing about Minecraft that's hardest to explain to someone who hasn't played it. You can talk about the history, the updates, the sales numbers, but none of that really captures what it feels like to be in it. To actually be standing in a Minecraft world with the wind blowing softly and the grass stretching out in every direction and nothing asking anything of you, you spawn in. That's what the game calls it. Spawning, like you just appeared, which is kind of what it feels like. One moment there's nothing, and then there's you, standing on a hill maybe, or in a meadow, or right on the edge of a beach with the ocean just a few steps away. The world is different every single time, because Minecraft generates it randomly. Every world is its own thing, its own little universe with its own mountains and rivers and forests and caves. Nobody has ever played in your exact world before. Nobody ever will again. That's a strangely beautiful thought. The first thing most people do is look around. Just look. Turn in a slow circle and take it all in. The sky is this perfect blue. Not a realistic blue, a Minecraft blue. Bright and clean and simple. And the clouds are big chunky things drifting slowly overhead. The sun is already moving. You can see it, just barely, creeping across the sky. And, you know, somewhere in the back of your mind, that when it sets, things get a little more complicated. So you don't have a lot of time, but you're not worried about that yet. You're just looking. The trees are right there, usually. Most biomes have trees. Big oaks with their round, fluffy canopies, or tall, dark spruce trees clustered close together, or birch trees with their pale white trunks standing in neat little groups. Each one is different. Each one is made of maybe 30 or 40 blocks, logs stacked up, leaves spread out on top. Simple, but somehow charming. There's something about the way Minecraft trees look. They shouldn't be pretty. They're just cubes. But they are. In their own blocky way, they're really pretty. You walk over to the nearest tree. The grass makes a soft sound under your feet, a little rustle, a little crunch, and you raise your hand and you start punching, which sounds violent but is actually very peaceful. You punch the log, it cracks a little. You punch it again, it cracks more. A few more hits, and the block breaks, and a little cube of wood pops out and floats toward you, absorbed into your inventory. Just like that. You have wood, your first resource, your first small victory. You keep going. Strip the whole tree if you want. Leaves hanging in mid-air is fine. Minecraft doesn't mind. Physics is a suggestion here. And once you've got enough wood, you open your inventory, this little grid of squares, and you start crafting. 4 pieces of wood in a square makes a crafting table. You place it on the ground, right-click it, and a bigger grid opens up. More options now, more possibilities. You make a wooden pickaxe, a wooden axe, maybe a wooden sword just in case, and now you feel a little more ready, a little more equipped for whatever comes next. There's a rhythm to that early game that I think is a big part of why Minecraft is so relaxing. It's this gentle loop. Gather, craft, build, gather more, craft better things, build bigger things, over and over. And each loop feels a little more satisfying than the last, because you can see yourself progressing. Your tools get better, your shelter gets bigger, your chest fills up, and the world starts to feel less like a place you just arrived in, and more like a place that's yours. Finding stone is the next big step. You dig down a little, past the dirt and the roots, and there it is, grey and solid and reliable. Stone. You mine some of it, make stone tools, and immediately everything gets easier. Your pickaxe mines faster, your axe chops quicker. It's such a small upgrade, but it feels enormous. Because you made it happen. You went from punching trees with your bare hands to having actual tools in maybe 10 minutes. That progression is so satisfying. And then you start looking for a place to sleep, because the sun is getting lower now. That bright Minecraft blue is turning orange, then pink, then this deep, warm purple. And it's beautiful, honestly. The sunsets in Minecraft are genuinely lovely, even after all these years. Even knowing they're just gradient colors on a flat sky, they still make you stop for a second and just watch. But you can't watch for too long, because night is coming, and at night, things spawn. Zombies shuffling around in the dark, skeletons with their arrows, spiders clicking across the ground, and, of course, creepers. Always creepers. So you need shelter. Something simple. A little box with a roof, a door, a torch on the wall. That's all you need. That's enough. You find a hillside or a flat patch of ground, and you start placing blocks. This is the other half of Minecraft's magic. Mining takes things out of the world, building puts them back, but differently, in the shape you choose, in the place you choose. Every block you place is a decision. A small one, but yours. Your first house is never pretty. Nobody's first house is pretty. It's usually a lopsided dirt box with a ceiling that's one block too low, and a door that you placed backwards, and maybe a window that's just a hole in the wall because you haven't figured out glass yet, but it's yours. And when you're inside it, with the door closed, and a torch flickering on the wall, and the sounds of the night outside, you feel safe, genuinely safe. It's a small thing, but it means a lot. You listen to the night, muffled, distant, the low groan of a zombie somewhere out there, the whistle of wind, maybe rain starting to fall, pattering on the roof of your little dirt house, and you're in here, warm, safe, with wood in your chest and tools on your wall, and tomorrow you'll do more, dig deeper, build better, explore further. But tonight you just rest. That feeling, that specific feeling of being inside your first Minecraft shelter at night, listening to the world outside, knowing you made it through the first day. I think that's one of the reasons people love this game so much. It's not about winning. It's not about beating anyone. It's about that quiet little feeling of, I built something. I figured it out. I'm okay. And sometimes that's exactly what you need. So you made it through the night. The sun comes back up, and honestly, that first sunrise after your first night in Minecraft is one of the best feelings in the game. You open the door, step outside, and the world is right there, waiting for you, fresh and bright and full of possibility. Whatever was out there in the dark is gone now, burned up in the sunlight, because that's how it works. Zombies and skeletons catch fire in the day. They can't handle it, but you can. You step out into the morning and think, okay, what's next? For a lot of players, what's next is going underground, because once you've handled the basics, once you've got your little house and your stone tools and a chest with some supplies in it, the ground starts calling to you. You know there's stuff down there. Iron, coal, maybe gold if you're lucky, and deeper still, diamonds. Those precious, blue-tinted, incredibly satisfying diamonds. And so you dig. Mining in Minecraft is its own kind of meditation. There's a reason people talk about it the way they do. It's repetitive, in the best possible way. You're just digging, one block at a time, going down, going sideways, carving out tunnels in the dark, with nothing but a torch and a pickaxe and the sound of stone breaking around you. It's quiet down there, really quiet. The sounds of the surface disappear, the wind, the animals, all of it fades away, and it's just you and the stone and the soft sound of mining. You find coal first, almost always. Those little black flecks in the grey stone. You mine them out, make more torches, place them on the walls as you go, pushing back the dark one torch at a time, and your mine gets longer and deeper and more like a real place, your place. Then you find iron, that rusty orange ore that you can smelt into one of the most useful materials in the game. Iron tools, iron armor, iron doors and buckets, and rails. Iron is the backbone of Minecraft, the thing that holds everything together. And the first time you pull a freshly smelted iron ingot out of a furnace, you feel rich, genuinely rich, even though it's just a little grey rectangle on a screen. It feels like progress, real, tangible progress. Your mind starts to take shape. You carve out a main corridor, then branch tunnels off to the sides. You learn quickly to light everything up, because dark corners are where things spawn. And nothing ruins a peaceful mining session like a skeleton appearing out of nowhere and filling you with arrows. So you torch everything, every corner, every little alcove, and slowly your mind becomes safe, familiar, like an extension of your house, just underground. The deeper you go, the more the stone changes. Near the surface, it's regular stone, grey and plain. But as you descend, you start seeing different things. Granite, diorite, andesite. These patches of different coloured rock that break up the grey. And then, deeper still, deep slate, dark and dense and slightly different sounding when you mine it. A lower pitch, a heavier feel, and you know when you're hitting deep slate that you're getting close to the good stuff. Finding diamonds for the first time is a Minecraft moment that almost everyone remembers. You're down deep, mining along, half paying attention honestly, just in the rhythm of it, block after block after block, and then your torch catches something, a shimmer, a blue sparkle in the stone, and you stop, and you look, and there it is, diamond ore, maybe 4 blocks of it, maybe 8 if you're really lucky, and your heart does this little jump, even if you've played 1,000 hours, even if you've found diamonds 100 times before, that little jump still happens, every single time. You mine them carefully, making sure not to fall into any lava below, because lava is down there in the deep, sitting in little pockets in the stone, quiet and orange and deadly. And the worst thing in Minecraft, or truly the worst thing, is mining diamonds and then falling into lava, losing everything. It's happened to everyone. Nobody talks about it calmly, but when it goes right, when you get the diamonds safely into your inventory, and you make it back to the surface, back to your house, back to your crafting table, and you make your first diamond pickaxe. That feeling is hard to beat. You hold it up, this beautiful blue tool, and the whole game opens up a little wider, because with diamonds, you can do more, go further, reach things you couldn't reach before. One of those things is the Nether. To get there, you need obsidian, which you get by pouring water on lava. It's this deep purple-black block, almost glass-like, dense and slow to mine. You need at least 10 blocks of it to build a portal, a tall rectangle, like a door frame, and then you light it with flint and steel, and the inside of the frame fills with this swirling purple light, this soft, shimmering, otherworldly purple. And you step through. The Nether hits you like a wall. It's loud compared to the overworld. There's this deep, ambient rumble, like the whole dimension is breathing. The sky is red, or rather, there is no sky, just a ceiling of netherrack stretching above you, and below, far below in some places, lakes of lava, glowing orange in the dark. It's dramatic, even if you've been there 100 times. it still feels dramatic. The Nether used to be simpler, just netherrack everywhere, zombie pigmen wandering around, a few fortresses. But the Nether update in 2020 changed everything. Suddenly there were biomes, different ones. The Crimson Forest with its red trees and its hoglins snuffling through the undergrowth. The Warped Forest, blue and strange and somehow beautiful, calm compared to the rest of the Nether, like a little pocket of peace in a very hectic place. The basalt deltas, dark and jagged and full of columns of stone rising out of the lava, and the Soul Sand Valley, which is honestly a little eerie, this pale blue landscape made of soul sand and soul soil, with fossils sticking up out of the ground, and soul fire burning blue in the dark, and the sound, this soft, mournful wind, like the valley is sighing. It's one of the most atmospheric places in any game I can think of, and it's in Minecraft. This game about blocks. But maybe the best addition to the Nether was the piglins, these pig-like creatures that live in the bastion remnants, big castle-like structures full of treasure. And if you wear gold armor, they won't attack you. They see the gold and they think, oh, friend, and you can actually trade with them. Throw a gold ingot at their feet and they'll rummage around in their pockets and throw something back. Sometimes it's useful, sometimes it's gravel, but it's always charming. There's something lovely about making friends with a pig person in a hellish dimension by giving them gold. That's just good game design. You don't have to stay in the Nether long. You can pop in, grab some resources, come back, step through that purple portal, and suddenly you're home again, back in the overworld, with the blue sky above you, and the grass under your feet, and the wind in the trees, and you take a breath, and everything feels calm again. That contrast is something Minecraft does really well. It gives you these intense places, the Nether, the end, deep, dark caves full of something ancient and scary, and then it lets you come home, back to your little house, your farm, your chest full of things you've collected, and the peacefulness of home feels even better because of what you came back from. So let's talk about building, because survival is one side of Minecraft. But building is something else entirely. There's a reason creative mode exists, a mode where you can't die, where you have every block in the game in your inventory, where the only limit is your imagination and how much time you have. And people have used it to make the most incredible things. Entire cities, recreations of real buildings from the real world. The Eiffel Tower, the Colosseum. Someone once rebuilt the entire map from the game Zelda, block, by hand. There are Minecraft builds out there that took years, literal years of work, and they are genuinely breathtaking. The kind of thing you look at and can't quite believe exists. But you don't have to build anything grand. Most people don't. Most people just build their house a little bigger, add a second floor, put some windows in, plant a garden out front, and that's just as valid. That's just as much a part of what Minecraft is. The quiet satisfaction of making your little corner of the world look exactly how you want it. Putting a flower pot on the windowsill, hanging a lantern above the door, placing a cozy armchair made of stairs and slabs by the fireplace. Small things, but yours. And then there's redstone, which is its own universe inside the game. Redstone is Minecraft's version of electricity. This red dust you find deep underground, and When you learn how to use it, the game transforms. You can build machines, automatic farms that harvest themselves, doors that open when you walk near them, contraptions that sort your items into the right chests automatically. Some people have built fully functioning computers inside Minecraft using redstone, working calculators, working phones. Someone built a working version of Minecraft inside Minecraft using redstone, which is either the most impressive thing ever done in a video game or a sign that some people have way too much free time. Probably both. And then there's the community, which deserves its own moment, because Minecraft's community is something special. It always has been. From those early days of people sharing screenshots on forums, to the massive servers that exist today, where thousands of people play together in the same world, building cities, running economies, having wars over virtual land, making friends with strangers from the other side of the planet. Servers like Hypixel have millions of registered players, mini-games running around the clock, bed wars, sky wars, build battle, whole communities built up around these games within the game. And then there are the roleplay servers, the survival servers, the creative servers where people collaborate on enormous builds together, each one its own little world, its own culture, its own inside jokes and history, and YouTube. You can't talk about Minecraft's community without talking about YouTube. Dream, Technoblade, Stampy Longhead, Dan TDM. These names mean something to an entire generation. Kids who grew up watching these people play, laughing at their jokes, following their stories, learning how to play the game by watching someone else love it. Technoblade in particular, who passed away in 2022, and whose loss the community felt deeply, because he wasn't just a content creator. He was genuinely funny and kind and talented, and the outpouring of love after he was gone said a lot about the kind of community Minecraft had built, the kind of people it brought together. And it brought together a lot of people. That's maybe the most remarkable thing about it. Minecraft doesn't care who you are, how old you are, where you're from, what language you speak. It's the same game for everyone, the same blocks, the same sunrise, the same feeling of punching your first tree. A 7-year-old and a 40-year-old can sit down and play together, and both have a great time. That's rare, genuinely rare. Most games are made for a specific kind of person. Minecraft was somehow made for everyone. And here we are. And Minecraft is still going, still updating, still growing. There's a Minecraft movie now, which came out in 2025 and made an absolutely ridiculous amount of money at the box office, which just goes to show this game that started as a forum post in 2009 is still finding new audiences, still reaching new people, still making them fall in love with blocks. There are kids playing Minecraft right now who weren't alive when it was released, who have grown up with it, always just there, part of the furniture of their childhood. The way some of us grew up with certain cartoons or books. Minecraft is just part of growing up now for a lot of people around the world. And that's an extraordinary thing for any piece of art to achieve. Because that's what it is, really, art. I know that might sound like a stretch, a game about punching trees and avoiding creepers, but think about what it does. It gives people a place to go. A world that's theirs, a space where they can create and explore and just breathe. And for a lot of people, especially over the last few years, that space has been really important. During lockdowns, during hard times, during those nights when the real world felt like a bit too much, Minecraft was there, quiet and patient, ready to let you in. There's a kind of comfort in it that's hard to find elsewhere. The world always generates fresh for you. The sun always rises. Your house is always where you left it. Your chests are full of the things you gathered. And nothing has changed. Nothing has been taken away. It's all still there, waiting. I think that's why people come back to it, even after years away, even after moving on to other games, other hobbies, other lives. They come back to Minecraft because it feels like home, not their real home, but a home they built themselves with their own hands, block by block, in a world that was made just for them. So tonight, if you close your eyes, maybe you can picture it, your world, whatever it looked like, the house you built, the mine you dug, the farm with the neatly planted rows of wheat, the view from the top of the mountain you climbed just to see how far you could see, the sunrise you watched from your doorstep on that very first morning. Minecraft started with almost nothing: grass, stone, cobblestone, and one person's quiet idea that maybe a world made of blocks could be worth something, could mean something, and it turned out it meant everything to 300 million people and counting. So rest now. Let the world go quiet around you. Imagine that blocky sky turning from orange to purple to the deep, soft blue of night. The torches flickering, the door closed, everything safe, everything still. You built something today, even if it was just a few minutes of peace in a busy world. That counts, that always counts. Good night.